starts now
on talksport, the home of boxing.
Oh, there's another one whipped in. He's brave, Harry, so brave, but they are sickeners. Referee, tell everyone made the right decision that time, and Liam Cameron gets a brilliant win.
I wanted to stop him. I was in change room thinking, I've got to stop him, I've got to stop him. And they said don't look for it knockout, but I looked for it and I stopped him. So that's a myth.
You're listening to Fight Night on talksport with me, Gareth Davis, Spencer Oliver in the studio with me. That was the voice there of Adam Smith, back on commentary for talksport. The GM, Izzy Asif's GBM talksport boxing YouTube channel last night, live from Sheffield. Spencer was there as well. That was Liam Cameron, the light heavyweight, who defeated Harry Matthews, who won via KO. A very good evening to you, Liam, who joins us now.
Good evening, mate. I feel a bit shell-shocked because I don't get this treatment, so thank you.
Well, Spencer's been telling me about your story, and I want to get straight into it. I cannot believe what I heard about you earlier from Spencer. We're sitting in the green room getting ready for the show. I cannot believe that you were forced out of the game for 5 years. Please tell us about it and the journey you've been on, Liam.
Oh, it's been ridiculous. So I tested positive for a substance. What worst case scenario could have been cocaine, but we're talking traces of it. It were like 25 nanograms. It weren't even like what you could see from your eye. And give them every possible answer I could do. Obviously, there's other cases where people have handled banknotes. I bite my nails. You can see like I've got I'd bite my nails, and it's gone in the system. And I got 4 years. I couldn't believe it. And I paid for the drug test because it's random. And I paid £1,000 out of my purse to pay for this drug test, and it bit me on the backside.
So you did a 4-year ban from the sport, yeah?
4-year ban. 4 year. I did 5 in total because it just completely broke me. It put me to my knees, and it were bad. Everything I've dreamed for as an 8-year-old kid, finally winning the belt, and it got ripped away from me.
Liam, tell us exactly what it did do to you, mate, because I know, and the reason I say that is because I want our listeners and the viewers that are watching this on our YouTube channel, I want them to know exactly what you went through at that moment when you got that ban, you know, the struggles that you had with life in general, and how it nearly broke you as a person, and how you've come back from that. That's the journey we want to hear, because, mate, it's such an inspirational one.
Yeah, so like, I got this, I got that, then I started drinking, and I ended up in a state where I were hearing, when I shut my eyes at night, I could hear like people crying in my head, and like, it weren't a pretty sight. It was obviously trauma I was going through. I put on 6 stone.
God.
I went to hospital. I had a drug overdose. I nearly died in hospital, and the sport I loved. This is what happened to me. Then I see fighters, I'm not going to mention names, take steroids, human growth hormone, and they get 6 months, and I've had to watch this on telly. Well, I can't drown in. I've been drowned in my sorrows watching it, but on a positive note, I'm now 4 months sober, and I'm back boxing to what I love.
So you lost 5 years, effectively, of your life, and tell us about the journey back after that time out.
So yeah, I want to pick up on when I did have the ban. My stepdaughter, she got killed in a car accident, and like that broke us, so I had to be strong for my family. And yeah, it's been a hell. Listen, if I can get back to my feet, I've had to crawl my way back, and if I can do it, listen, people think they're down and there's no way out. You can get back to your feet. There is possibility. What
kept your faith over that 5-year period, Liam?
Nothing kept me faith, to be fair, because how I got back, I ended up taking a drug overdose, and in ambulance with sirens on, and I prayed to God. I said, listen, if I can get through this, I'll never drink again. Just please let me survive this. And I were having seizures, everything. and they just said, look, you're in a bad way. My heart rate were like 150 something overnight. They were giving me tablets to slow it down, and it wouldn't happen. And from that day, I just said, look, I'm going to end up dying here. And it completely changed my life around.
You really did, mate, because I saw the pictures of you at your worst, really. You know, when you ballooned up in weight, and like, you know, you talked about your life struggles and whatnot, and I know that you still, you know, plead your innocence in what happened and the way that it was done. And yes, you was harshly dealt with whatever it was, and if you was going to get any punishment, I accept that. But you know, the length of the man that you had, and I know that how much of a life struggle it was, and I saw you, like I say, at the worst, and just say, like, you know, at what point did you go, right, this is it, this is how I'm going to change it? I mean, last night, mate, you won against a very durable opponent, a guy in Harry Matthews, who's been around a long time, survives the distance. You've done it in brilliant clinical finishing, you know, in that first round. I mean, real showstopper and a show stealer in many ways. And I thought, that's Liam Cameron back to his best. And there was no one I've been more pleased for, to see you after those struggles coming back the way you have. And we've been speaking a little bit, haven't we, since your last fight, your first one. I said, I want to get you on TalkSport because you deserve the opportunity to tell your story, you know, so that people, you know, can hear it.
Yeah, I've been trying to put it out on Twitter, little bits and stuff, but it's like no one wants to hear my side of the story because you get GMTV getting Conor Benn's emotions on, and I'm like, wait, what about, does anyone just forget about me? Do you know what I mean? I'm human too, do you know what I mean? And what I've had to go through. I'm not sat at home with £1 million. I didn't even have £10 for electric. We used to sit in the dog because we were that broke. Me and